welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a bit of a hodgepodge video. I wanted to film a favorites video and it's going to be kind of random favorites. I have some beauty items, but some other random things I just kind of want to share that I've been into lately. And then I'm also going to share with you what I got in my first Rocksbox because it didn't really warrant its own video in my mind, so I thought I might as well throw it in this video because it is kind of my favorite at the moment. So I've never heard of Rocksbox, and Anya Marie did an unboxing and she had a code that she posted on Instagram to get your first box for free. So I decided to check it out, and I believe it's $19 a month, and what it is kind of like a jewelry rental type thing. So you pay $19 a month and they send you a box and you get 3 items in it, and you can keep them as long as you want. You keep paying the $19 per month. You can buy the things you get as well if you want to. But if you don't want to, you can just keep them for a month or 2 or longer, and then you put them back in the box they send you. It comes with a prepaid shipping label. You send it back and then they swap it out for some other stuff. So you can go on their website. They have a whole bunch of stuff you can kind of put in your, I don't know what they call it, like a wish list type thing, and then you'll get 3 random items. So I just got my first box yesterday and it comes in this really nice box. It's very sturdy and stuff, and so I got 3 things. The first one is this ring right here that I'm wearing, if you can see it on my thumb. Right, so this ring is by Sophie Harper and it's called the Pave X ring in silver, and you get a bit of a discount if you do buy it from Rocksbox. So it's usually $48, but the Rocksbox price is $38, and I really like this. It fits perfectly. I kind of guessed my ring size, and I just think it looks really cool. I have a bunch of swatches on, but I really like the way it looks on my thumb, especially with like this dark nail polish. I don't know, I'm just really into it. And then the second item I got was this necklace right here, which is by Kendra Scott. It's the Elisa silver necklace in platinum druzy, which is usually $65, but through Rocksbox it's $52. And then I got this necklace right here from House of Harlow. This is a longer chain necklace, and this is what it looks like right there. And that one is the Native Legend pendant necklace in How Light, which is normally $68, but with Rocksbox it's $54. So I'd say that that one's my least favorite. I'm not always a big fan of really long necklaces, but I really like this one and I really like this ring. I don't know if I'll keep either of them, but I'll have to kind of think about it if I want to splurge on those things. But I don't usually buy really nice jewelry. I usually buy pretty cheap jewelry and then it kind of falls apart and I throw it away, and then, you know, kind of a cycle. But I feel like it's time to kind of invest in some nicer things, so I might pick either the necklace or the ring to keep. I'm not really sure, but we will see. But I really like this service. I think it's really cool. Everything came packaged really well. Like the necklace came in this little bag, the ring came in this little bag with some bubble wrap, and the other necklace came in this little pouch. So everything was really presented really well, and then I have the return label to ship back whenever I decide I want to swap everything out for something new. So like I said, I will put the code that they gave me down below. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just used Anya's code, and I think anyone who signs up gets a code, so I think it's, I'll have to look. I'll put the details down below. It might only work for 3 people, I think Anya's was, but we'll see. I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't prepare for this, so you can read more about that down below. But I thought I would share because I'm like really into this ring especially. So another thing I've mentioned in at least one other video, I think, is this nail polish by Formula X. And this is in the shade Genius, and I talked about this because my friend bought it at Sephora and I kind of fell in love with it and like would stare at her nails when she was wearing it and decided I wanted to pick it up. So I used a Sephora gift card I had for most of it. I think I spent like $3 of my own money, but I probably just looks black, and this is just, I think, a color you have to look at in person, and even in the store I don't know if you'll really be able to tell what it looks like. You might have to like get some better lighting, but I think online it says it's a deep chocolate brown, but like in the store I think it's paired with like the purples, but on your nails it looks almost black. Like if you just looked at it you'd go, oh, that's a black nail polish. But when you look at it next to another black, like the Formula X Dark Matter, you can really tell a difference. And I don't know if I can really describe what this looks like, but it is so beautiful. It's just like, It's much richer and deeper than a normal black nail polish. It's a bit warmer and it just has a lot to it. It's very interesting. This is probably not helpful, but it just seems, it's really classy, I think. It looks like a classier black to wear, if that makes any sense. A more grown-up kind of fancy black. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I highly recommend the next time you're at Sephora to, you know, swatch this and look at it outside, and maybe you'll fall in love with it too. But I really, really love it, and like I said, it is the shade Genius. Okay, the next favorite thing I've really been into lately is Ryan Adams, who's one of my favorite musical artists. He covered Taylor Swift's 1989 album, which I also really, really love. A few weeks ago she was playing Kind of Near to Me. I really wanted to see her on this past tour. This is like a total tangent, but when the tickets went on sale, it was before I knew where I would be living this year. So she played in Minneapolis a few weeks ago when I knew I wouldn't be in Minneapolis. She played at Chicago where my parents live, I think while I knew I would be in Scotland probably. And she played where I live now, you know, I don't know when. Before I think I moved here, and it's just like I couldn't buy tickets when they went on sale. So a few weeks ago, or a week or two ago, I think she was playing like a drivable distance, kind of far. I think it was like 3 hours away. And, you know, I didn't know she was going to be playing there until I saw it on her Instagram, and she was doing 2 nights there, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, I have to go. So I was looking up tickets on StubHub. They were like insane, like $200, but I was really, really considering going. I was at work and I like couldn't think about anything else. I'm like, okay, when I get home, I'm gonna buy the tickets, I'm gonna get in my car, and I'm gonna drive there. And then I was taking the bus home from work and I just like crashed. I was so exhausted, and I'm kind of thankful that I did, because I didn't end up spending a bajillion dollars, and like I would have gotten home I think at like 3 a.m. probably. So in the long run, I think it was a good decision to not go, but anyway, that's my little tangent about almost taking a crazy trip to see Taylor Swift. But anyway, Ryan Adams covered 1989. It's been all over the internet, so I'm sure you are aware of it. But this is the cover of his cover album, and I am obsessed with it. It took a little bit for it to grow on me. I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it the first listen through, but I am just in love with it. It's like so moody and sad and so different than the way the original album is, but it's just so good, and I don't know, I just love that Taylor was so excited about it too. I just love everything about this, and it's like all I've been listening to, except for the next thing I guess I'll get into is I've been really into podcasts lately. My friend who lives here, she's obsessed with comedy podcasts, alternative comedy podcasts, and the only podcast I really listened to before this was How Did This Get Made, which is with Paul Scheer, if you know who that is. Jason Mantzoukas, who's another comedian. He is on Parks and Rec and a bunch of in The League and other stuff. So is Paul Scheer, and then his wife June Diane Raphael, who's on Grace and Frankie on Netflix. Which, side note, is another favorite. I love that show. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. It's like a sitcom. It's a little cheesy at sometimes, but I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it the first few episodes, but it really grew on me, and I would like laugh out loud while watching it, which I don't do a lot, especially when I'm watching things alone. I just, you know, I think things are funny, but I don't laugh out loud, but the show definitely made me laugh out loud several times. So, side note, recommend Grace and Frankie. But I love the podcast How Did This Get Made. It's kind of about bad movies, and they pick a bad movie and watch it and then just kind of make fun of it. It's really great. So I recommend that as well. But my friend got me really into this podcast called Gilmore Guys. It's two guys. It's 2 guys, one who has loved Gilmore Guys since he was like 13 or 14 or something, and another guy, his friend, who's never seen it before, and they started watching it around the time it came out on Netflix, and they released 2 episodes a week and it's gotten really, really popular. It's been one of the top comedy podcasts on iTunes for a while. They've gotten lots of guest stars from the show to do interviews with on the podcast, and they do live shows, and I actually went to go see them do one of their live shows this past, I think it was in August? Yeah, it was in August. So that was really, really fun. It was so funny. I love Gilmore Girls, and they're just really, really funny. They do a really great job of like critiquing the show and being critical, but also being funny, and you can also tell they just also really, really love it. So I highly recommend that podcast as well. And then some other ones I've really liked are Mystery Show, which is by Starlee Kine. She's been on This American Life. She was a producer and has done a lot of stories on This American Life, and she has a podcast. I think I already said it's called Mystery Show, where she solves these mysteries, and they're like really random, weird mysteries, and it's just really, really cool, and she solves them, and I can't even explain it, but it's really awesome. I highly recommend it. And I also really like the podcast called Crybabies. I really love Jason Mantzoukas, and he was a guest on it, so my friend and I listened to it, and I just love him so much, and it was so funny, but also like really moving and touching. And so basically what people do is they go on this podcast and they bring their crying triggers, like things that make them cry all the time. And I cry every time I listen to it. I was listening to it on my way to work for a couple times, and I had to stop because I would like cry in my car on the way to work. So that is another one I really like. So those are some podcast recommendations if you're into that kind of thing. Then finally, I'm going to talk about this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I love this. It gives you so much length, and my lashes are just so long and fluttery. I'm not actually wearing it today, so that's kind of weird because I've been wearing it every single day since I opened it, I think. Pretty much. There's been a few days where I've used my Clump Crusher mascara, which is also open, and then I'm always like, oh, this isn't Better Than Sex mascara. So then I put it down and keep using this. So I really recommend this. I love it. I wore this to my friend's wedding. I was crying. It didn't smudge or anything. It is really great. You know, someday if I don't have any mascara samples, which I don't know, that will be a great day, but I don't know if it'll ever come, but I would consider purchasing this just because I like it so much. Yeah, so that is everything, just some like random kind of favorites. Let me know if you like this, and I'll try to do it more often, or you know, again, since this is the first time I've done it. Let me know like what random things you've been loving lately, and I will see you soon. Bye!